Mamen call a Accra Sports Stadium. Na CAF any FIFA team no abeye inspection ewo ho. Enei more than sema wodo pi na to managers of the stadium anim. Na ensem ne bi yese almost dressing room for referees no ehosua. Na yentie ensem a omodi tuja.
However, when the CAF team came here in February, they mentioned to us that first of all, it's too small. Two, modern referee units have a small area where the referees can have this feature session, like a massage session. When they warm up, maybe somebody pulls up, there's an arm string, something, the place they can warm up. And they have not just the WCs, they have affiliates as well. You don't have that here. So essentially, you need to do some upgrades here. And then we have the rule for, and the recommendation again then was that the match commissioner has to be close to the referees. Currently, what we have is on the other side. The match commissioner has to be close, and then there should be a glass at the single one-way glass where the match commissioner sees outside, sees what the players are doing in the tunnel when he's sitting in his office doing his job. So all these things are together. The tunnel has to be 4 meters wide because else there's around 2 meters.
Okay, nti wey ayen sama omodi tu jana honorable Dexenche Zamtroni former Zamtroni Stuttgart. And they say Accra Sports Stadium. Any Kumasi de no. Zuba see you muni nyina nguni ensi more than one. Na ana osre. Yentie ni nsem or the two ya.
Quite shocking in some places, you know. This is a familiar terrain for me. 25 years ago, on that epic encounter in Kotoko as May 9th, I was then a young sports journalist working for Radio Windy here in the stadium. And since then, I've been here on several occasions. I visit the facility for matches. But one thing is, when you come here on match days, especially matches that are played under floodlights, you will see the place being so magnificent. But when you take a deep tour like we've done, then you realize you have a very long way to go, especially with the upcoming AFCON qualifiers on the way. So we need to respond as quickly as possible. For me, the short, medium term, I'm not thinking about long term. We should be thinking about replacing this facility entirely, pulling everything down and build modern stadium that befits the status of the Ghana's capital, Accra, to host FIFA, CAF sanctioned matches. It's so terrible, and I think we need to work very, very fast. It's very, very important.
Eti wey ayen sama yenia kwabrache Stuttgart is MP for Bekum East and all this ansem no and so etuja ede won sem no ma ojumedie no and so na yewram Kurt Okreku GFA president na so ye na daban na Ghana enya coach Kurt Okreku mama me se mbenya Kurt picture na mama me Kurt picture na fe yenni ne ho nkomo kakra enso ewo ho na ya Accra Sports Stadium no munyi mfiri so ai na Kurt say enei omuguso omu work pa e de anya coach amagana.
All right, so what I know is that, you see me smiling, Ghana would have a coach before we regroup. What I know is that the coach who would lead the Black Stars is 99% in place. What I know is that the coach who will lead the Black Stars is already working, and what I also know is that we are just at that last line where we have to sign papers and formalize the relationship as to whether it will be Kurt, as to whether it will be Michael Otieje, as to whether it will be the guy who was a coach when Red Lions and Copa Lions played centuries ago. I wouldn't be able to tell you today, but what I can say for a fact is that we have a machinery in place and we are working.
Okay, nti we ayen sama Kurt Okreku GFA president any two guy dey on some no ma na no dey be two guy say Yewura Zakour e dey two guy say Heart to Folk eje Confederations Cup no and say omuma obia player bia $100,000 na yentie ne nsem no na players bi no ma ba bonten ese papa no ensem na o ka no sebi no kra bia enso enim yentie Zakour ensem a o dey two guy.
Was it true that some of the players up to today did not receive their winning bonus?
It's not true. You can even invite that to our winners. We gave them 100,000 each at that time. Jacob netted all of them dollars. You know, we couldn't go to the World Cup, to the Africa.
Club World Cup. Yeah.
Yes, we couldn't go, but we got 3 million. And really, me and Atu, we shared the money, and we gave everybody 100,000. All the 18 players.
So what was this thing about? Some of them say they didn't receive any money.
They should come forward and tell me who allocate Jacob or you didn't allocate something. When they approach and say, you didn't take your money. Did you take your money and you traveled to London? I asked him that question. It's not true. I will tell you it's not true. You can invite even my treasurer, Maxwell Ado, and he will tell you the truth. He was the man sitting, we handled the money. That they were playing the match, they said if we don't give them the money, they won't play.
So every player got $100,000.
You know that time what is $100? It was a lot of money those days.
100,000
US dollar. Some of them bought properties.
Now, I know Anna had to folk, former player, Dankwe. What's this answer? No crabia any.
You know, they brought that. I think that time we are playing so much in Accra, and we were camping at a men's school. Okay. So they bring the money. I think they give the money to the team manager. I think that time is either Sabakwe or I think it's Sabakwe. It's a long time, so I forgot. Yeah. So when you go to his room, then you sign, then they give you your money. Yeah, they are big liars. They shouldn't liars because Masa, they like Ghanaians too much. That's how the big men in Ghana they are. Who send it? I know that God can give me $100,000 for it. Even when you go to him, the money that they give you, it doesn't reach 5,000 Ghana cedis. What are they saying? They shouldn't let us be hungry, Masa.
Hey, Atakra is also.
And Eugene, assembly, because you say, "Sa batch no more." And make it that glorious achievement for us to focus on. Chunk of them, a bit seen there. Omotinam enkuyi. Enti issue we no. Omotinam munye. Enti
na for ya man kwa mekunsu say sebi. Yenti in some or the tuja.
I was in the room when Usmani came, you know, in his hands having $180, $180. And it's like, I'm going to this, the man, I said, what kind of money? He said, oh, the man that they say we are sharing. $180. And he was crying. But have you seen somebody being given money and he's crying before? Why? So you see, I don't know why Millennium Chairman should come and pass this kind of, at that time, I don't know what he was thinking. Or I don't know whether he's forgotten where he was sitting. It's very unfortunate because this one is not about sporty TV or sporty, radio. This is the whole world. I know as far as, that your network goes. And it's the whole world thing. So it's very possible for him to pass that comment. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And only something that is a lie. A lie can be foolishness. You can put it as foolishness. If somebody is lying, it's foolishness. It's very unfortunate for him to pass that comment.
And the way I suffer yaw amankwa meku since some na entro hwibia. And so enimna atakwa kai say and na ye ka autonomous league ye red monarch or ejira manager Emma FC Samates so on this answer no for so
na say na go yet of the past.
Okay TNT no
mama ya hwehwani mu adwuma. That is why me call me to be anya bia and also this autonomous league that we ndi no kore hwehwani obi a ekoya there for his special interest. Hwehwani me I serve on the Premier League board. Obi service Nana Abrapia defense obeka cho se be Kotoko game my own Kotoko that time be Kotoko. They will call him behind the scenes I call what did about higher dodo. Yeah, I'm telling you. What do you say my representative Kotoko Premier League board so that my representative Bidiama also that it was one of the reasons why I was removed and then Moses appointed me. You see my own people are Kotoko. So before I send here inspection. This inspection has me and get near sat. And as I'm coordinating match involving Kotoko. If you are not doing the right thing, I will say it. And I'm saying my own people will call me Sabrapia no much me. So what they know about how higher dodo. So I don't know. But how many people know me sir? So me and you say I am ya, but the me ya mean say so be a boboni and obi nye ade no I express so nya no a yenye bold enka say we mama yen generation yenye Jimmy for and ye manage football anka maybe microphone discuss about football.
We you're Edmonaka and then some to Jana Nyami much na Democracy Cup game no bass between Kotoko and it had to folk na best mama fly na fe Coach Tinkler Dijuma Emma Sante Kotoko na on preparations towards the game no coach Edin Samatuja.
Yeah, I think ultimately so far I think I've been quite happy with what I've seen in terms of our preparation. The players obviously getting to know me better and my expectations, and obviously me getting to know the players a lot better, both in terms of their work ethic, their character, their personality, and obviously what they're capable of doing on the field of play. A lot of new faces also coming into the squad, so very important for them to learn that what my expectations are, certain fundamentals of the game, and obviously the things that I call the non-negotiables. And the players are looking to get to the game on the 28th in the Democracy Cup against Heart of Oaks and put on a good performance, especially at home, especially in front of our own fans. You know, I've been involved in a number of derbies back in South Africa, so looking forward to this because I believe it's a big derby here in Ghana and we expect a big crowd. And obviously I want to please the Asante Kotoko fans, obviously with the one. I thrive on that pressure, to be honest. Like I said, I've been involved in big derbies, Orlando Pirates against Kaiser Chiefs. I was involved in those games for a number of years. And big crowds, big expectations, both from the Chiefs and the Pirates fans. So it's going to be no different. You know, I need to take that experience and that knowledge, pass it on to the players, take the pressure off the players. Can't go into that game with a fear of losing. We want to put a good performance, spectacle, obviously, for the fans that are in the stadium and obviously the millions that are going to be either listening to it on the radio or on the TV. You know, so we want to put on a good performance and players must go out there and play with a little bit of freedom and without fear.
We are Kotoko. Now, all we know is Kotoko fans. Yami admire China. Mumana support team now.
We understand the passion that the fans have and obviously they don't want to see their team lose, you know. But we cannot go into games, like I said before, with the fear of losing. You know, it's a long season. Very important that we create consistency in our performances, week in, week out, you know. And if we start on a negative note, there's still the ability for us to come back and turn things around, you know. So we've got to see a lot of positivity, both from the fans and obviously also from the players. You know, the support that the fans bring to the stadium is very, very important, irrespective of whether we're winning or losing. You know, you've got to keep supporting your team because at the end of the day, the confidence and the morale of the players demand that the fans support them and give them that support which is clearly needed.
We are some coach Emma Kumase Asante Kotoko to ya. Yeri awon sem no Nyame ado watch game no 30 Ghana cedis, 50 Ghana cedis na fei 100 Ghana cedis. 4 p.m. and a game no baso 4 p.m. and a democracy game between Kotoko and it has no and so baso yeri awon sem no Mounty yari besi na fei abeja for abem na mon PitchsideTVGxLi Limited the cement vitamin mixture and capsules abeja